We're taking on a winter warmer recipe in the kitchen this morning because it's Baltic out.
It's freezing, and Chef Edward Hayden is here with a delicious spinach, potato and chickpea curry. Isn't that right, Edward?
That is exactly right, and good morning to you both.
Good morning,
I
Edward.
just thought that this would be a really nice kind of a warming option to have this evening, because it goes right to your very core, you know, it's nice and hearty. Now, I'm going to get started straight away because there's a couple of prongs to the attack. So I'm first of all going to make a lovely flatbread to serve with it. So what I've got here is I've got 150 grams, which is 5 ounces of self-raising flour. And to that, even though I am using self-raising, I'm still going to use an extra little bit of baking powder. So I'm going to pop in that. I'm going to pop in a little bit of chili powder, and I'm going to pop in a bit of cumin. Now, the flavours are kind of interchangeable, so put in the things that you'd put into your normal naan bread or something like that. So put in your garlic and coriander, put in a little bit of Cajun spice, you know, put in a bit of lemon in there as well. So whatever you'd like in terms of the flavour, but that's what I've put in.
Okay.
Then what I've got is I've got some of the Irish yoghurt Clonakilty. I'm using some of the whole milk natural live yoghurt, and I'm going to put in about 150 grams of that as well. And essentially what I'm doing with this is I'm making it almost like a soda bread. So if people are familiar with like making a soda bread, it's almost not dissimilar to that in terms of its consistency. So I'm just going to bring it together a little bit. Now, so this is kind of like, the preparation for this is kind of like a cross between a soda bread and a yeast bread. So what I've done is you need to leave that to rise or to prove. It doesn't necessarily rise, but just leave it sit. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bringing it together into a ball of dough, just like so.
Just the yoghurt, no, nothing
just
else
the
going
yoghurt.
on.
There's not another thing in there, just the yoghurt.
So how long roughly are you leaving
about
it to cook
half
for?
an hour, and I've
30
left that about a half an hour. So this is the one that I have made earlier. Just to demonstrate to you that men can multitask, I'm going to
flying the flag, Edward.
There you have it. Absolutely, I'm trying to keep the
It was
whole.
International Men's Day yesterday.
There you have it.
You're an international
there you
man,
have
Kevin.
it.
I'm very international, am I?
Yeah, you are.
What do they say in
call me
Leinster House?
Pitbull.
Every day is International Men's Day.
Correct, that's right.
Now,
That's the truth.
I'm going to put some vegetables there, and I'll come back to those in just a second. So I've just got some mixed peppers, some onions, and I've got a little bit of garlic, chilli and ginger. We'll recap on that in just a second.
Okay.
But I just want to kind of move on with this. So this is the mixture when we come back to it. So I'm just going to pop on a little pair of gloves here. You don't have to do this, but just for handiness, it's handy to pull on and off the mixture. So I'm then going to take a little bit of flour, and I'm literally, guys, just going to take small little pieces of that dough, and I'm going to just give them a little roll in the flour. And that's basically as much as I'm going to do.
They're quite small, are they?
They're quite small. And then what I'm going to do, Ray, is I'm just going to literally roll them out almost like a little kind of an oval shape, you know, just not too big. Now, they're a little bit sticky, so you can see I'm using plenty of flour on my rolling pin and on my work surface. But just pop them out just like so. And then I'm going to get them into my oil. You can see there on the pan, I have just an extra little bit of oil there that you wouldn't normally use as much. So it's kind of like as if you're shallow frying them. Okay, and I'm literally just going to roll them out into that nice oval shape and pop those onto the pan and let those cook away there for a couple of minutes. And that's just a really nice... Now, obviously, you could buy this bread if you wanted, you know, a version of it, not this one, but a version of it. But it's just really simple to make your own.
You whipped it up there in the last 2 minutes. So.
Literally, it's very quick and simple to do. And if you're having, like, I just love with a curry night or something like that, of everything into the middle of the table and just have all the dips and all of the relishes and the breads, it just works really nicely. So back over here, if I can just remind you, I have peppers, I have some onions, you could put in mushrooms or courgettes, whatever you've got in the press. I've got some ginger and garlic and chilli in there as well. So it'll be nice and hot. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a tin of tomatoes. So again, just pop in your tin of tomatoes. And then I've said to you to put in some stock. And again, of course, because you're nice and frugal in the kitchen, I just normally rinse out my tin of tomatoes with the stock, just to kind of get the residual
The last
bit
of the tomatoes.
out of it.
What's your stock?
Like
is it veg or...
Okay, I'm using a vegetable stock there today, but you could use a chicken stock if you so desired. So I'm just going to turn those over, get them nice and brown on one side, and then turn them over and do likewise on the other, okay? And then they will literally just take maybe a minute or two on each side, Get them nice, and you'll see when you taste these in just a second, they're super fluffy in the middle. So again, that's to do with the kind of the rising process, that half an hour has just allowed it to swell. Okay, so then what I've got, once I've got my tomatoes and my stock in here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my chickpeas. So I've added some tinned chickpeas into that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add potato, okay? So just peel and dice your potato and pop that into it, just like so. Okay.
Like raw potato, is it? Or,
raw potato. So just put in some raw potatoes. Can use normal potatoes or sweet potatoes. So over here, what I have one that's just been cooking away for the last about 20 minutes or thereabout, with the potato and the chickpeas in there. So just look even at the change of colour and the change of texture. Then what I've got is I've got some spinach, okay? And obviously, as you all know from your careers with Popeye, the spinach kind of goes down really, really quickly. So just take a fine, good big handful of the spinach, pop that in there and give that a nice little stir around, okay? And that will cook really, really quickly, really, really gently. And that's the secret with the spinach. Just put that in at the end. Now, again, in terms of serving that, I'm just going to pop that up there for just a second. Again, in terms of serving it, maybe serve it on its own. I've got some rice here as well, which I'm going to serve
I was thinking,
with it.
hey, better, you know, if he's doing a curry, he doesn't have rice.
No, you have to have the rice.
I was getting worried when I saw the potatoes.
I stopped short of not having the chips.
You do the rice. Or I like a half and half myself, Edward.
So I've got some lovely basmati rice, of course. Who doesn't? I've got a little bit of basmati rice there, and then I'm going to add to that some of the lovely chickpea curry. So again, if you were at home, what I would do is I'd put all of these bowls in the middle of the table. The kind of the dinner parties at Casa Edward, everything is in the middle of the table, and there's that sharing. And I just think that lends itself to it really well. I'm not finished now just yet. Stay small there for a minute. Now there you have it. I'm just going to give you a little bit more of that lovely, the little bit of the yogurt. I'm going to put the little breads on there for you as well. Okay, so nice and hot, and then again finishing it off with just a little bit of fresh coriander. And that is your lovely spinach, potato and chickpea
Edward,
curry.
I see turmeric there on the counter. Had you that?
The turmeric and the curry powder go in there as well.
And good just for...
You'll have me kind of dazzled.
Coming into this season anyway with the turmeric and the ginger, good things just to be
really
looking after yourself as well.
Those lovely warming flavours. So put in the curry powder in there, put in the turmeric in there as well. So actually we'll put that in now.
Exactly as you promised, Edward. Lovely and warming and great for the veggies as well. But you could also throw a bit of protein in there as well if you wanted. Or do
you know what's lovely, Ray? If you wanted to just sit a lovely roast, and I hate saying it because it's almost like a cheat, it's almost suggesting that vegetarian is not enough. But again, just think of a lovely roasted chicken thigh or something on the top of that.
You could throw in
just gorgeous.
A bit of meat.
Yeah.
Is it? Edward, thank you so much. It's gorgeous. Exactly what the doctor ordered on a cold Thursday morning. Thank you so much.